Good morning all of you. Welcome back all of you in science class 9, and today we are going to start our biology portion. So students, your biology portion is started with the chapter 5, that is the fundamental unit of life, cell. So today we are starting chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life, that is cell. So students, all living organisms including plants and animals are composed of cells, and each and every cell arises from pre-existing cell. These cells become specialized to perform different specialized functions after division. Cell is the basic fundamental structural and functional unit of living organism. So in this chapter we will study about the complex structure of cell, its various organelles and their functioning inside the cell. So first we will start with the discovery of cell. In 1665, Robert Hooke examined the thin slice of cork through self-designed microscope. As you can see in this figure, the diagram of self-designed microscope is given, that is known as primitive microscope also. So in 1665, Robert Hooke examined a thin slice of cork under the primitive microscope, and the substance that is called cork come from the bark of a tree. So cork means bark of a tree. So Robert Hooke examined a thin slice of cork under the primitive microscope, and he observed that cork consists of small box like structure resembling honeycomb. He called these boxes cells. So it looked like honeycomb and consisting of many little compartments, or we can say many little boxes. Cell is a Latin word that means little room. Cell is the Latin word and it means a little room. So Robert Hooke discovered the cell, and he has observed in the thin slice of cork by the help of primitive microscope. So that is how cell is discovered. So all living things are composed of cells, and it is a basic unit of life, and cell is having some basic characteristics. They have ability to replicate independently. They contain hereditary information. They can perform all the life sustaining activities on their own, and they show similar chemical composition and metabolic activities. So these are the basic characteristics of the cell. Now we will discuss about the shape of the cell. As you can see in the figure, some cells have fixed shape. For example, most of the plant and animal cell, while some cells like amoeba and WBCs keep changing their shapes. Fixed shape cells may be of various types like elliptical, for example fat cell, spherical, for example ovum, spindle shaped, for example smooth muscle cell, then knobbed thread like, for example sperm, and discoidal, for example RBC, and elongated, for example nerve cell. So some cells have different shapes. As you can see in this figure, the cell of onion peel, blood cell, smooth muscle cell, fat cell. So these are the different shape of cell. So we can say some cells have fixed shape, and some cells have different shape like spherical, elliptical, elongated, spindle shape. Okay, so cells is having different shape. Now we know that cell is a fundamental unit of life, and cell is the structural and functional unit of life. It is known as structural and functional unit of life because whole body is made up of cell, and it is known as a fundamental unit of life because all functions regulates inside the cell. So each living cell has the capacity to perform some basic functions that characterize the living organism. The shape and the size of the cell are related to the specific function they perform, and multicellular organisms like human beings perform these functions by division of labor. Different parts of human body are specialized to perform different function, such as heart is made to pump the blood, stomach is to digest food, kidneys to filter urine, etc. Division of labor is also seen within a single cell animal like amoeba. Every cell possesses certain specific components known as cell organelles, and these enable it to survive and perform special functions. Now we will discuss types of the cell. According to number of the cell, on the basis of the number of the cell present in different organisms, they are classified into two types: unicellular, that having single cell, multicellular organism having many cell. So some organisms are constituted by a single cell. These organisms are called unicellular. For example, amoeba, paramecium. Then multicellular, some organisms are constituted by many cells. These are called multicellular organisms. For example, human beings, plant, animal, and some fungi. So we can say that unicellular organism constitute the single cell, and multiple cells are grouped together in a single body which assume different function in the body to perform various body parts. These are multicellular organism. And in unicellular organism, maybe division of labor seen within the cell of unicellular organism, but in the multicellular organism all cells are specialized to perform different functions of the multicellular body, so that there is a division of labor within a single cell as well as group of cell. So what is unicellular organism? It is single cell organism, all function performed by single cell, and its lifespan is short. For example, amoeba, bacteria, paramecium, chlamydomonas also. Multicellular organism, it consists large number of cells. Different cells perform different function, and it is its lifespan is long. For example, human, tree, plants, animal. These are the example of multicellular organism. Now this is a diagram of unicellular organism, that is amoeba, and you can see in this figure amoeba is having irregular shape. So it is example of unicellular organism, and these are the different components of the amoeba. As you can see in the figure, vacuole is there for engulfing the food, endoplasm is there, ectoplasm is there, nucleus is there, and pseudopodia that help in intake of food and in movement also. So this is the example of unicellular organism, and this is another unicellular organism, that is paramecium. So amoeba and paramecium are the unicellular organism. That means their body is made up of only single cell. Now cell is divided into two categories, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. What is the meaning of prokaryotic? In prokaryotic organism, well defined nucleus are not present. They are simple in structure and it contains single chromosomes. Nucleus is absent, and instead of nucleus they are having nucleoid. and size of the cell is generally small. Next category is eukaryotic organism. In eukaryotic organism, well-defined nucleus is present, complex in structure, it contains more than one chromosome, nucleus is present, and they are generally large in size. So these are the two categories of the organism, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic means they are having primitive, or we can say premature nucleus is present, but eukaryotic organism are having well defined nucleus and they are complex in structure, and clear nucleus is present in the eukaryotic organisms. So these are the different category of organism. Now what is cell made up of? What is the organization of the cell, or we can say structural organization of a cell? Microscopic studies reveal that every cell possesses three basic features in common, that is plasma membrane or cell membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. Due to the presence of these features, all activities inside the cell and interaction of the cell with its environment are possible. So every single cell do basic function like exchange of gases, digestion, absorption, etc. And three main components of cell are responsible for these functions: cell membrane or plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. You can see in the figure also. In this figure you can clearly see nucleus, cytoplasm and the outermost cover, that is cell membrane. So students, today we will discuss this much only. We will continue this chapter in our next video. Thank you everyone and have a nice day.